Hello friends, it's Nancy from Astrology and Angel Medium today with another deck unboxing. Today I'm going to be doing the Mary Magdalene Oracle by Meggan Watterson. It says that the illustrations are by Moonjube. Now this is a 44 card deck and guidebook of Mary's Gospel and Legend, and if you've ever heard of Meggan Watterson, she also did the Mary Magdalene Revealed book. And then she also did the Divine Feminine Oracle through Hay House. So I just thought it was a very interesting looking deck. As someone that has been very interested in Mary Magdalene's story and things of that nature, I feel like a calling to her work. And so I was like, oh, I haven't really seen too many decks, so I'm going to try to get this open without making a mess. But again, it's a brand new deck. I have not even really looked in it or anything, so the card box is very stiff. So love has already won. I love that. That's beautiful. And then here we have some symbolism. I think that's the symbol that she uses for Mary Magdalene. And so here we have, easy. I can just slip it right off. So the back has that symbol on it. There's no gilding or edging on the cards. And then we also have a guidebook that has the same kind of artwork as the front of the deck. And then we also have her information. So there's some stuff here. And then the introduction and the Gospel of Mary, Mary Magdalene, her story, the 7 powers. So there's a lot of different information in here. Again, I have completed and read through the Mary Magdalene Revealed book from Meggan Watterson. I've also read some other Mary Magdalene literature just because I find it's just a very interesting concept, so to speak. And being a woman that was raised in a very Catholic, household, it was very interesting to kind of grow up and be like, well, what about the women? What about the women in these stories? So I think it's interesting to have this information and to kind of utilize it. I feel like I'm coming back like full circle to things that I used to believe in as a child, but with a higher perspective and a different point of view. So there's some interesting things. Now, if you are someone who has like religious trauma or something along those lines, this may not be the best sort of deck to utilize. Just saying, just because of some of the language that is used and some of the figures that are also added into this deck, just from what I'm seeing here. But other than that, it seems like there is a lot of crossover between the spiritual and the more religious kind of things here. But there's some language here that might be kind of challenging for people to kind of separate from any things like any kind of religious tone. So let's look at the cards. I thought they were beautiful. Again, if you've read her book, you'll understand what she's talking about with these powers. And I just thought the artwork was really beautiful, that it's very evocative. And I think it's also very similar to her other deck that she had created. So yeah, there is some religious imagery. So I don't know if that is something that you struggle with. This may not be the best deck to kind of use. And again, I just was curious about it. I've been curious about it for a while. So I was like, let me just get it while Hay House had a 50% off sale off their decks. And I was like, well, if it's not for me, then at least I can pass it along to maybe someone else who can utilize this energy a little bit more than I can. But I just thought it was beautiful. And I love this kind of collage style deck right now. I don't know, for some reason, I feel like a lot of the decks that I did purchase from the Hay House sale are like, I think 3 of them were collage style. So I just think it's beautiful. So, and I think it'll be a nice deck to connect to for my own personal practice with Mary Magdalene and trying to kind of understand her energy a little bit more and allowing that to be a part of my current journey. So, beautiful, beautiful. I love this card. Love has already won. But I feel like this one also says love has already won. Interesting. What do you guys think of collage style decks? The true human. Love, union, and then witness. I'm fully seen. So I feel like, again, this deck might have, it's not as many cards as other decks that I've seen. I think her Divine Feminine deck has a lot of cards too. I had it many years ago, but I really wasn't using it, so I decided to kind of pass it along. If I'm not like really using a deck, or if I don't reach for it like within a year, I usually like to pass it along and have somebody else that maybe has been looking for that kind of energy. So as you can see, the deck and the cardstock is not very thick. It's bendy. There's no edging, and it's standard oracle size. We have a matte finish on this one as well, so it's great for video and photography because then there's no glare. But my issue with this kind of matte or eggshell kind of finish is I use a lot of lotion and oils and things like that on my hands, and so sometimes I feel like if I forget to like wipe my hands off, then it leaves fingerprints on everything. So they're beautiful cards though. I love this kind of the sepia tone kind of color here. So let's just pull a couple cards and see. So we have presence. I exist intensely. I rise with only more soul, and I trust what my soul desires. So let me know what you think about this deck. Is this a deck that you would have reached for? Do you have an affinity with Mary Magdalene? And do you even know her story or anything like that? Is that something that you're interested in utilizing in your readings? I don't even know how I would use this for my own readings for people. I think that I would use this more as like a personal devotional deck, if that makes sense. I do have certain decks that I just use for my own kind of private practices and spiritual like beliefs. So let me know what you guys think of this deck. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, make good choices. Bye.